Glad you asked this. Thank you for your question. And I've learned as soon as you put prices on the internet, everyone becomes an expert in exactly what you do. So our quarters are $9.50 out the door. We pay all the processing, we pay the fees. It's going to be minimum 110 pounds of beef on that. Standard cut sheet, we decide the cut sheet on that. If you're doing a half, it's going to be about 1,900 out the door. Go ahead and double that. It's going to be 225 pounds of beef, depending on how you fill out your custom cut sheet. So you're kind of in the driver's seat on that. And quarters, we pay in advance. Halves, then you're going to put down a $200 deposit. Then once we get the final weight, final hanging weight, you'll get an invoice about 3 weeks before your pickup date when you get your cut sheet. And so you have complete customization on that half. I hope that answers your question. Send me a message if I can help you out. Hey, absolutely. Thank you very much for your question. Our quarters are $9.50 out the door. We pay processing, we pay fees. That's USDA inspected. Pick up locally here in Springtown, Texas. On our quarters, since we're partnering people up, we're doing a true blended or a mixed quarter. We're going to do the cut sheet on that. You'll be somewhere in the neighborhood of 110, 115, 120 pounds of beef on average through there. And it's pickup only. We can't ship them yet. We're still working on that. But if you got any questions, you send me a message. I'll be glad to help you out.
We had an experienced man, didn't see a 100-year-old oak tree, jumped out in front of him.
That's that new breed of oaks that will jump out at you. So what are we going to do here?
We're going to get it hot enough to overcome the oak tree.
Okay, part again.
We're going to try to get back out there and get it raked up, baled before it burns up in this 105 heat.
We're cutting right now, so this is our 7th round, we'll say 7th.
Hey Braxton, your dad just got here with the tractor with the good air conditioning. You think we're getting it back?
Oh no, heck no. If it has the good air conditioning, he's not giving it up for sure.
I don't know if I blame you.
So
tell them what we're doing for the video.
So we're cutting right now. So and he's just pulling in right now.
I know, he's pulling in after we've already done all the work.
I know, right? Like if you're gonna do it, be here.
That's right. Tell the people we're cutting hay and we're gonna make more videos for them.
Yeah, more videos.
Okay, so a little more bee content here, guys. We don't know what real value the bees are adding to the beef operation, but my dad enjoys doing them and they're kind of cool. They make for really cool videos. So he's got a hive opened up here and he calls this a full hive. So let's check it out. Okay, what are we looking at here?
Well, we're going to try to find the queen, but we've got eggs circled with larvae with a couple brood in the middle.
Okay.
We're looking for a queen.
For the queen, we got more down here too. So we made it over here to the sale barn in Decatur, Texas. We got to drop these off that I showed you a second ago. And we got here about 30 minutes before the sale starts. And I'm like 10th in line to drop off. So it's one of those, if you ain't first, you're last scenario. So we'll get these unloaded, maybe go in there and see what they got selling today. Maybe watch these run through, I don't know. I think the three of them, I think the three will do pretty good today. I don't know about the crosses, but that Baldy should do pretty good. And then the hurt one, he's probably gonna sell for packer prices. So yeah, welcome to the sale. We'll show you guys how it works.
Yeah, what you good at? I say holding the steering wheel and making diesel fuel disappear. That's it and that's all.
Well, we're gonna file this under incorrect. So the comment is in reference to us talking about our freezer beef, the way we sell quarters, halves, and wholes for local pickup here in Springtown, Texas. And because you guys are placing your orders in advance, we know exactly how many cattle we need to be finishing at any given time. And then your name gets put on that animal. So from our ranch here to your plate could be as soon as 21, 24 days. So the notion that we're giving you 2-year-old frozen beef is it's just incorrect. We got to get all the tractors ready for hay season. Starts Monday. We're gonna start cutting hay. But you know, they kind of sat here for a while. Some of them haven't been used since, you know, winter when we put them up, but got a little secret, a little surprise here. So we're gonna run them for a little bit, let the ozone circulate. They're gonna be smelling nice and clean. That new tractor smell, so when we hop in them on Monday, it's like straight from the dealership experience.
Okay, here he comes again. He's got more mean comments for us to read. Let's check it out. 1900 Costco. Oh my gosh. Does this guy really think that we're Costco beef? I cannot believe that. I gotta step away. That is so sad.
So the comment says, do you include the brisket? And on our freezer beef, so our quarters, halves, and wholes, absolutely. You get your choice of how you want that handled. Now, when we're talking like in our store, in our beef boxes, the brisket is a big cut. So obviously it's heavy, it's expensive to ship. So we don't really include that in our individual cuts or our beef boxes. But if you want a custom job, a quarter, half, or whole, you are gonna get a choice of the brisket there. So this is absolutely true right here. All the beef from our beef program that makes it to your table, no antibiotics, no hormones, just good, clean North Texas beef. Hey guys, Bryson, Park County Beef Company, welcome back. And today I'm passing the phone to someone who carries more pocket knives than he has hands.
Hey, I'm passing the phone to somebody who always wears shorts.
I'm passing the phone to somebody who will not answer my questions on the podcast.
I'm passing the phone to somebody that never cleans his truck.
I'm passing the phone to somebody who scares me when they drive.
Hey, I'm passing the phone to somebody that doesn't eat lunch.
I'm passing the phone to somebody who has more boots than I do. Go.
I'm passing the phone to somebody that never carries knives.
I'm passing the phone to somebody who knows where to get great beef.
That's true. It's Parker County Beef Company.
I think most people on the internet would be surprised to know just how much of their beef, or the beef in this country, is controlled by just 4 companies. So you can look those names up. There's 4 major players in the beef processing industry. They process about 80% of the beef in this country. And you think, well, I haven't seen that name before. But when you look up which companies they've acquired over the last 50 years, you're going to see a majority of the brands that you buy all the time and a majority of the brands that you see at your grocery store on that list. Got the first field baled up here. You can see the sun is still kind of up, but it is so hot. I think today it's supposed to be like 110, 111. It's so hot, it's windy. This hay is just cooking, guys. So whereas usually we had a little more time, we're pretty much laying it down, raking it, and then baling it within 24, 36 hours, because we don't want to let it get too dry, let it get burnt. You're working against yourself. So we got to keep baling, even if that means sometimes working a little later and baling when it's cool, hopefully. If you've got to work on it, you don't want to be doing that in the middle of the afternoon. So we're going to head over to the next field and we'll do some videos over there. But thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you next time. It's hay season now, which means we have to tighten up our parking situation, and let me show you why. So you can see our equipment ranges from here across the driveway. I've already started moving over there, but you see we got some left out over there. But usually during the winter, when we're not trying to cut hay, we just kind of park stuff out here so we know where it is. But you start doing a little bit of math, and from where those trailers are parked to where that dumpster is, and equipment mixed all in between, we're losing, I don't know, 1 acre, 2 acres of hay pasture just for our parking. So when it's hay season, we tighten it up, we park around the edges, or we don't park in the hay field at all. Okay, check this out, guys. So the feed comes in this truck here. He's gonna auger it out, dump it over into the back of our little grain buggy, and I think we're getting about 5 tons today. just like that, we got 5 more tons of feed ready to turn into great beef. Our halves run $1,900 out the door. We pay all the processing, we pay all the fees, and that's for pickup here locally in Springtown, Texas. And on that half, you're gonna get a custom cut sheet where you get to decide exactly how you want that beef processed, how thick you want your steaks, bone in, bone out, and you get to decide which cuts you'd like turned into ground beef. So I would say on an average cut sheet, you're gonna get somewhere in the neighborhood of 225 pounds of box weight beef out the door. And that is gonna be a mix of exactly half of all the cuts that come off that animal. So you're gonna get good variety of steaks, roasts, and ground beef. That half of beef is gonna require somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 12 cubic feet of freezer space, just depending on your layout. We've got one more processing date for the end of this year. So if you miss out on that, you're gonna have to wait till next year, but we will have plenty of beef again starting in January. Okay, if he hits me with this here, I get a day off, so I'm okay with that. Mama John right there, look. So we're out here checking some cows. You see them right there behind me. They're hanging out in the shade, trying to stay out of the heat. And you know, sometimes when you're looking at a group of cows like this, if you're just quickly looking at them, you don't know when there's something out of place, something either that you're missing or something extra that you've added. But in this case, it was a little bit easier to see. So if you can tell here, we kind of have a type for cows. It's kind of obvious when one doesn't fit the bill. So I would say we have something a little extra here running with this group. So it looks like we got to get on the phone and figure out if we're +1, that means someone's -1. So we need to figure out where that one came from and get it back where it needs to be. Common question I get all the time, especially right now as we have our pre-orders live, is, so we place our orders now and you're telling me I'm not going to get my beef until August, right? So we just opened up pre-orders as a way for those who've been following us from the beginning to ensure they had a place in line. You don't have to place a pre-order. It's not required. You can wait till August. But what I didn't want to happen is, as this continues to grow, I didn't want someone who's been following us from the beginning to maybe lose their spot in line just because a video or a post blew up right before we went live with our shipping. Thank you very much for your comment. I try to reply to these comments whenever I can because people have really no idea how much it costs to raise, finish, process, and produce really great beef here. So we got a really great product and we're charging, we think it's a fair price. And there's a lot of people who think it's a fair price too and who are really excited to order our beef. So thank you very much for your comment. If you're looking for great Texas beef, you're in the right spot. So follow us, check us out. You can check out our website, parkercountybeefcompany.com. We'd love to have you as a customer. Hey, thank you very much. First off, welcome to the area, and we're glad you found us here at the Parker County Beef Company. If you're looking for slots for next year, you know, freezer beef, things like that, you can absolutely go ahead and pick your date now. We're going to be processing every month of 2024. We're starting in January. We're taking November and December off of this year, just around the holidays, give everyone a break. We'll pick it up in January, so we'll get you taken care of in January. And if you got any questions, you just send us a message on here. My man, you can go straight to our website, parkercountybeefcompany.com. You can send me a message here on TikTok or any other place that you find this video, and I'd be glad to get you taken care of. We get people right here in our own backyard looking for beef, also people all around the country. So I'm super excited that you found us. Get in contact with me. I will get you taken care of, and we will get you some great Parker County Beef Company beef. This is a recent addition we added here on the ranch. It's a little hay hauler here. So rather than putting all your hay on like a dovetail or a gooseneck trailer, you know, like we used to, and strapping it all on, taking it and unloading it, put them on the back here. We slide them all the way to the front, and then we load them off. So I'll get a bunch loaded on here, and I'll show you guys how we unload it. So we got 10 bales on there, pushed them all the way up here to the front. Now we're gonna go unload. So we walk back here, unhook this, Slide it over so we unlatch it, and then we're gonna go straight up with this arm. Pop up. Well, I don't know how much of that I caught on camera, but those kind of unloaded themselves. We've officially started cutting hay, so I want to show you guys why we kind of do what we do. This right here is a windrow that we cut yesterday. You can see it's dried out quite a bit, so we let it dry the way it cuts, usually about a day, depending on the weather, and then we come in and we're going to rake it, put it into a windrow, and look at the bottom of this. So when we flip this over, you can see how much green is left underneath. So when we rake it, it's going to flip it over, let the bottom side dry, and put it in nice, pretty windrows that make it a lot easier for us to bale.
One minute you're on the road looking at the scenery. Next thing you know, you're in the scenery looking at the road.
Oh. Oh man, that's not good, guys. It's not, I mean, it's hot today, and oh. Well, if you ever wanted to know what Texas weather can do on the high side, here you go. This is next week for us. So, oh, that'd be even better. We mix in a little bit of humidity right through here, and then we just cook it all out. That would be really awesome. So welcome to North Texas, and welcome to, what are we, June. So this will be really fun. So maybe you'll see me try not to have a heat stroke in some videos next week. Okay, you guys want to see the food set up? Check it out here. We got the 5140. You can see grain bin here, our buggy. This holds about 5 tons of our food. Open this slot here, it drops down here, and then we can auger it. That auger folds out, and then that's how we feed all of our grain. So right now we're feeding that 5 tons. It's not lasting us very long, maybe 3 weeks, but that's because you guys keep deciding you want more of our great beef. So keep it up. We'll keep buying food and grain, feeding our calves. You guys keep buying great Park County Beef Company beef. So it's 100 degrees out, and we're cutting hay. It's pretty windy. I want to show you what hay does as you cut it, how it progresses, how it dries. So I just cut this about 2 minutes ago, right? This looks just like it would if it was still standing up in the field, right? Now look at this. This was cut about an hour ago, so you can already see a change in the color. You still look underneath, you still got a lot of green. But you can see this window right here. The sun is just sitting here baking this. You can see the grass moving. It's windy, so it's evaporating off. This stuff is drying out really quick. And I'll show you the stuff we cut about 6 hours ago at the beginning of the day, just to show you the difference. So we're down here at the gate. This has been cut for about 5 or 6 hours now, and you can see it's pretty crunchy right here. First stuff we cut. So full field, as far as you can see here. Got it all on the ground today. You guys let me know, how many bales you think we're making out of this field right here? I live out in pastures like this right here you can see behind me, but we finish on grain. So for the last 90 to 120 days, we feed them a nice grain blend that's just gonna really fatten them up, really marble the beef, and it's gonna give that restaurant quality steak that you really expect. That's the way we've always done it. It's the way we like it. So I was talking to my wife, and you know what I think would be one of the coolest, not only experiences for me, but videos here on TikTok is as our orders start rolling out, people start, order windows start getting here, do a video of me not only packing someone's order, but throwing it in a freezer in the truck, heading down the road and like showing up at their front door. Yeah, I mean, if they're home, I'll give it to them. But other than that, like setting it on their front porch, and you guys could follow from the time that it gets to the ranch to the time that it gets to one of our customers' front porches, or I guess hand it to them. I think that would be sweet. So I don't know how far I would be willing to drive. Probably start off here in Texas, but it'd also be kind of cool to turn it into a little trip or something. But let me know. What do you guys think of that? How could we orchestrate that? How could we handle that? Let me know in the comments. What is the correct way to roll up and store your ratchet straps? And the reason I ask is that we got a couple different strategies going on here. So you tell me what you think. Buddy who likes to do it all pretty, they probably did those too. But if not, everybody else, the rest of this rack, you can see there's no real rhyme or reason. What's your choice? Are you rolling them? Are you folding them? Do you have some fancy TikTok trick that you've learned? Or do you do what I guess I tend to do, and you just kind of wad it up until it is about the size that you want it? Just save it for another day.
John Deere balers are built to take the roughest jars and jolts of the toughest field conditions. The greatest labor-saving piece of equipment for hay growers.
Rugged, dependable machines with the speed and capacity needed.
Hey, beef requires water. Water requires rain. If you don't get rain, then you got to get the water from where you have it to where you need it. So that's what we're. So we've got water up here at the road. 1,200 foot water line all the way. Got to get it all the way back there, over there to those pins. You can see we're about halfway there. 1,200 feet. Get the cows water. So I'm generally not an ads guy, right? I just make videos about what we're doing, and then the people that find us, they like us, and there you go. But I don't run ads anywhere. I also don't click on ads, right? Generally know what I'm looking for. I go find it. That's the end of the story. But made an exception today. So what do you guys think? I'm not saying that I bought one, but if I did, do you guys think this would be a good official shirt for the videos that we make online here? I could also go with my wife's favorite line and say it was on sale. How could you not get it? So our options this morning were unhook that and get to use the air conditioning tractor, or we could unhook the baler and use the air conditioning tractor, or we could unhook the grain buggy and use at least one that had some shade. But we're gonna jump on little John Deere this morning, open top, and as long as we beat the sun, still early in the morning, as long as we beat the midday, it shouldn't be too hot. So. I remember as a kid thinking, man, I don't want to get stuck sitting in a tractor all day cutting hay. And then, a little bit of life later, you realize, okay, so I get to sit in the air conditioning and listen to the radio. And really, you don't get cell service some of these places, so the phone's not going to ring. And that starts to look better and better every single day. Rain makes grass. Grass makes cows. Cows make beef. Beef makes us happy. Very good question. So on our quarters, we do a true half of a half or a blended quarter. So we use our standard cut sheet, and rather than trying to find someone who wants a front quarter and someone who wants a hind quarter, we use our standard cut sheet and we just divide that half equally so everybody gets the exact same cuts. Just makes it easier on our end and a little bit simpler overall in the process. Okay, time to make another donation here. We're just getting what we need. We're just getting what we need. We're just gonna get what we need. Not gonna look. Not gonna look. Okay, another successful endeavor. We made it out of there with just what we went in there for. I think we got some storms maybe rolling in here, which would be good for the grass. But Gina, thank you very much for your comment. I appreciate it. Every time I make a video like the one that you commented on, talking about anything pricing related, everybody in the comment section becomes an expert on exactly what we do, what we sell, our beef, our ranch, all kinds of stuff. So you guys read this comment, and we're doing a really good product here, guys. Really good price, and it's a great way, especially if you're doing freezer beef, something like this. It's a great way to get a lot of beef, a lot of really good beef at a good price, so you can stock up your freezer. Technology in agriculture. So this may be a little bit of an off-topic video for what I usually post, but this was really eye-opening for me. Had an opportunity to use one of the new AI software. So we use ChatGPT, and I use it all the time, just playing around with it, different things, right? You can make it write a funny story or come up with a joke, right? It's all kinds of fun uses for it. But last night, I spent some time working in ChatGPT, and my goal was to see if I could use that rather than what I usually do in a spreadsheet or in Excel. So as ranchers, we have to keep our eye on every cost, right? Every dollar, every cent matters. And it may seem like a few cents here and there, but when you multiply it across thousands of pounds of either animal weight or beef, those costs can add up pretty quickly, pretty significant. So I went into ChatGPT and I listed 3 different suppliers that we have for our feed. Gave it a bunch of information. Here's how many animals we're finishing right now. Here's what they all weigh. They're gonna eat this percentage of their body weight every day. And this is what they're gonna gain on that, right? And then the next day, theoretically or technically, they need to eat that much more to account for the weight they put on the previous day, and so on. So gave it all this information, and I told it, analyze these 3 suppliers. Here's how much it costs to get the material, and here's how much it costs to have it delivered. Project out, give me a 30-day projection on how much feed I need, how much weight animals are gonna gain, and then break that down back to a cost per pound, or a cost of gain, essentially, for us to put that weight on there, and then put it in a table for us to easily review. And in 30 seconds, it had completed the calculation and given us a really pretty table that we could compare apples to apples on our suppliers. I'm not saying you could not have done it in a spreadsheet or in Excel or by hand necessarily, but the fact that in a dialogue form, we were able to have a conversation, for lack of a better word, and to get the answer that we just another use of technology that maybe I never would have thought of, but now I'm definitely going to use in the future.
6 on the wire, 55 now, 6 and 6 and 5 on the wire, down there, down 6 over here, 55 now, 6 and money's on 6, 55 now, 6 on the wire. I got 55 guys, I got a man, 6, 56 on there, give me 6 here, 55, 6 here, 56 on there, now Tracy got 2, 55, 6 on 55 now, 6 and 5 and 6, $55. Put them on.
What's up, guys? We are waiting in line here at the sale barn, so we had to take a few steers, a few steers to the sale today. They're just ones that a little too crazy for us to bring in and finish for our beef company, so we don't want them to, make the other ones crazy. So we're selling those today, and we're sitting in line here at the sale barn. So figured I'd make a video to say that not all the steers make the cut. So can't have crazy ones, and because we don't want the big group being 21st century, first world ranching problem. In today's day and age, you got to make sure every tractor has a phone charger in it. So Tractor Supply clearance, I think these were $7, and now everybody can charge their phones. You know, doing this whole internet and video thing, got to make sure that we're on top of our game so we can reply to comments, post videos, keep the phone going. I started doing this, and I started making videos in hopes that a few people would find us and that we would have a way to sell a little bit of beef here locally to our community. I absolutely underestimated the amount of people looking for high quality, grain finished North Texas beef, where they knew exactly where their beef was coming from and who was a part of it. For me to say that the response was overwhelming is probably still an understatement. I remember when I had 30 followers and thinking that is so cool that 30 people want to see what we're doing. And now, look at that. 30,000 followers. So for those of you who've been with us the whole time, thank you very much for your support. If you're new here, we make videos about our ranch, our cattle, our beef, and our family, and we're super excited that you found us. So this right here, I don't know if you can see it from this angle or not. Let me hop up here and get a better angle on this. That right there is what it looks like when you find a T-post with your sprayer. Just when I start thinking, man, maybe my videos aren't hitting. Maybe I'm not talking about what people want to hear. Maybe they're not interested. Then 2 more orders hit the website. So something's working. And what we're realizing is there is no shortage of people all across the country who are looking for good quality North Texas beef shipped straight to their front door. Pre-orders are open live right now on the website, guys. You order today, it's going to ship out the first week in August. So I'm going to keep making videos about what we do and our ranch and our cows and our beef, guys. And we are super excited, super thankful for all of your support. So we'll see you guys around. Y'all keep eating beef. Okay, let's get a new bale of hay set out for our steers. Okay, not that tractor. It has a bucket on it now instead of the hay spear. So, one moment. Okay, so we found one that has a hay spear on it. Keep us from having to do any extra work here. So this right here is something we are ultimately striving to get to, you know, a true farm store, a place where you can come and enjoy hopefully more products that we have in the future, but at least for now, our beef and some of the other stuff we're doing here, but we don't have it yet. But a very common request here. So you're not alone. A lot of people want to be able to come out here, see what we're doing, and pick it up directly on the ranch, which if you place an order, you can absolutely pick it up from our office. But in terms of like a store, a farm tour, any of that, we don't have it set up yet, but it's definitely something we hear that people want and we're looking into. Okay, if you can see what's happening here on my shirt, you guys know what time it is. After missing us for the last 2 weeks and going all around us, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but we getting some rain today, guys. I think my jingle from yesterday may have worked.
Do either one of y'all know where a paint pen F-150 we're at?
This comment right here, there's a lot of truth in that, and it's not just what'd you say, the feed was expensive and farmers are selling their cows. There's a ton of things playing into the beef industry right now, and you know, it's good old-fashioned economics. So it's a supply and demand issue, right? A lot of people had to get rid of a lot of cows last year because we didn't get the rain and the hay we needed to hold on to them. So then that makes the problem worse for this year. But yeah, you mentioned feed. Literally everything that we have touched in the last 12 months, if it hasn't doubled in price, that's good. But there's a lot of stuff, you look back 2 or 3 years and we're literally paying double what we were then. So eventually things have to get more expensive, but our prices are our prices. We set them this year and we're gonna keep them right where they're at. Keep selling beef to people all over the country and right here in our own backyard. Everybody said they wanted more Aaron videos, so here he is. Okay, Aaron, what are you working on?
I'm trying to put a stupid belt on the tractor.
And how's that going for you?
Not great.
And you don't look like you have much help here.
I never do.
I told him I would help him, but you know, it's hard to help with just one hand because I got to have my phone recording in the other hand. So I'm sure he'll figure it out. Aaron, you going to get it by yourself? You all good?
Oh, we got it.
He's got it. Okay, good deal. If I could figure out how to effectively and economically ship my freezer beef, probably at least quarters, all over the country, then I think I would sell out of next year's beef this week. So that's been a project for us. This is usually not a good sign when you're working on equipment. When we have a hoods up day, it means there's a lot of stuff we got to get fixed. So we got the hoods up there. We got the hoods up there on the little one. We got the hoods up there on the big one. And it's still early. So we'll see how much more stuff we have to fix during the day. But hopefully this video does not jinx us. Y'all listen to my man Bert here. So he was able to get a great price on his ground beef. And he knows exactly where his beef's coming from and who was a part of it. So thank you. And we hope to find more people out there looking for this right here. Y'all don't want anything to do with us if there's no food, huh? Come here. Come here. Nope. Just hanging out in the shade, trying to stay cool. So everybody in my family gives my dad a hard time because he's been raising bees, or he started doing bees a few years ago, and we still have zero honey from the bees. So I'm gonna ask him when I get up there to him, we'll ask him what the story is with the honey, but I can almost guarantee it's gonna be some kind of statement like, you know, when you ask, hey, how much did you pay for that? Or how much was that? And whoever you ask kind of like, well, you know, it's like, and they start kind of backpedaling. I bet we're gonna get some kind of answer like that. Okay, Shane, this is like the third year of the bees. What second year of the bees. How much honey we have out of this deal?
Last year we got about 25 gallons.
25 gallons? Where'd that go?
It was all personal use.
I can confirm we did not get 25 pounds of honey. So maybe at this pace we should have honey in about a decade or so, guys. Somebody asked me on here what we do with the cows when it's hot. So they're not dumb. You can see them right there. They're going to hang out right here under the trees. They're up here on a little bit of a hill, so they're getting good wind. And then right on the other side of this is stock tanks. So they've got water. So my bet is they hang out here all day, do as little moving as possible, and just try to stay out of the heat. All of the TikTok experts told me that the cutter that I posted on here was no good, never gonna work, scam, whatever. So I guess you guys, if you're right, I guess we're gonna have to go old school this hay season. We've only got a couple 100 acres that we gotta cut and get baled, guys. So since my cutter's no good, this is our next best option. So we'll have 60-inch round bales headed your way. Looks like it'll take us about 18 months to get it all cut. If you're a rancher and it's hay season, you know this screen right here. You spend all day watching the radar because you need it to rain here, but you don't need it to rain here. So you're turning your phone, you're watching the track, and it's what we spend all day doing. Let me know if that's your experience too. So while I very much so appreciate your question, how sad is it that this is a real discussion, right? People tagged me in a ton of videos over the last week about lab grown proteins and different things. This right here, no, this is not chemically made beef. If you go back, check some of my other videos, this is as real as beef can get. So go check out our other videos, look at our cows, and yeah, we won't ever be a part of anything chemically made or lab grown. They grow right back there in that field that you guys see.
This right here is my favorite thing ever. In the history of forever. I think about this every day. I think about this all night long. I stay awake, not sleeping, because I'm thinking about this.
What do y'all think here? You think we need a little rain in this field? Look at all that dust. Whew. Good thing that thing's got a cab on it. Okay, as sad as I am that I gotta walk quite a ways here and I'm gonna get soaking wet, man, we need it and we will take the rain, even if it means it makes my walk a little bit longer. Okay, repurposing this bad boy as a little bit of a beef delivery trailer here. So let me open up the back of it for you. So we'll get some plywood in here, and I'm thinking we'll do, I don't know how the freezers are gonna lay out. That's part of my job today. But we're gonna run power through generators so we can power the freezers, and this will get it from the processor back to the ranch, and then for some of our local local deliveries here, we'll throw it in here. But look at that, that's as authentic as it gets for a beef delivery vehicle right there. 1989, now she's ready to start hauling beef. Make sure you guys subscribe to this podcast, send it to your friends. If you're looking for really great beef, we're local here. We're located in Springtown, Texas. We're about 30 minutes west of Fort Worth, Texas. We can also ship our individual cuts, our beef boxes, all over the country except for
Alaska and Hawaii.
Alaska and Hawaii. So make sure you check us out at ParkerCountyBeefCompany.com. Like and subscribe to this. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in.
We're in the second largest state.
Second largest state, and we will catch you guys next week for our next episode. I do not have shipping figured out yet on our freezer beef. If there's somebody out there in the internet who knows someone or something or how to ship 110 to 230 pounds of beef frozen 3 days or less across the country, let me know. But for right now, we're pick up here in Springtown, Texas, and you can come see us pick it up. A lot of people doing that, but I know somebody out there on the internet knows how to solve the problem of shipping. So I'm asking for your help. Let me know. So we can ship our individual cuts, our beef boxes, all over the country, everywhere except for Alaska and Hawaii. You place your order now, that's gonna ship out the first week in August. After that, it's gonna ship out every week. So you place your order, you'll get it within a week. We haven't figured out how to ship our quarters, our halves, or our wholes, any of our freezer beef yet, but we're working on it. Hopefully have some good ideas on that coming soon. But yeah, go place your order, ParkerCountyBeefCompany.com. Send me a message if I can help you guys out. So we don't currently raise any pork on the ranch. We used to. Quite a few years ago, they used to raise some here, but I get this question almost as often as I get the "do you raise chicken" question. So this is something you guys are interested in. This is stuff we've looked into. Leave a comment. Let me know what you'd like to see in, different types of protein or things like that we can add to our offerings here, maybe add to our boxes or just add to our store. We'd love to hear from you guys. I thought I'd get a video here before we cut this, but you can see we've got this hayfield cut, ready to start turning it into some bales, and then jump back out here. This is less than 24 hours later. We got it all baled up and hauled out, so this field's going to start growing again, and we'll repeat the process. So I don't think you can see the entire comment, but they're asking, are we the butchers, are we the processors? Guys, we're not. We're just ranchers here. We just raise really great beef, and we let the people who are good at processing do all the processing, and they do a really good job. Something I never thought that I would have to do is set up a studio inside of one of our tractors. So we start hay season on Monday, right? And part of my job, part of what I do here at the ranch is I make videos for people all over the country, right here in our own backyard, to find our beef. They're looking for farm to table beef. I make videos, you know the thing. But yeah, today I had to spend a little bit of time getting everything set up so that I can make my videos, I can go live on the internet, I can answer comments, things like that, because I do that all day, but it takes, I gotta have a mount, gotta have a way to charge it, backup charger, all those things, so that starting Monday, as we're cutting hay, I can be using that time also to help find more people on the internet and continue to get our videos out there to people who are looking for them. Howdy there. I do appreciate your question, and I hope that that's the easy part. So we raise and sell really good beef here in North Texas. We're located in Springtown, Texas, about 30 minutes west of Fort Worth. And we're a 4th generation, 100-year-old cattle ranch, just selling great beef directly to people who find us all over the country here on the internet. So go to the website. You can find that on my profile. It's also ParkerCountyBeefCompany.com. You'll find individual cuts. You'll find beef boxes. You'll find freezer beef there. So we'd love for you to get some great beef. And if you have any questions, contact info is posted all over social media, here on the internet and on my website. And I take calls and answer questions all day about people who are interested in our beef. So I look forward to hearing from you. Hey, thank you very much for your question. So we are minimum about 110 pounds on each quarter. On a quarter, you're going to get a standard cut sheet. I will post that video sometime this week of our standard quarter cut sheet. On a half, you're going to get a custom cut sheet where you get to decide exactly how you want it processed. If you order a whole, I had a few wholes that we sold this week. You're going to get 2 halves, so technically you can have each half processed differently. Hope this helps. Send me a message if I can help you out. Yeah, that is kind of the intention of that, right? This whole ranch thing is built on repeat business, so we want to make sure that people, we know once you get our beef, you're going to be coming back next year. So, you know, we'll give you a little bit, make sure you get to try everything, make sure you are super happy with your beef order. But yeah, as long as, and that really helps us plan, but as long as you're putting it in with a certain time frame, we'll do the same price per pound on the hanging weight. And then that really lets us take care of the people who order from us every year. I absolutely want new people to order from us, but if we have people who are ordering year after year after year, I want to make sure that they're getting a shot at whatever processing date they want and getting locked in at their good price. So I had a conversation with someone this week, one of our customers, and it kind of sparked an idea for me that I think would work out for both of us. So the customer's asking, you know, they have a half of beef that they're picking up here in maybe a few months, I don't know, something like that. And they wanted to know, hey, when do we need to know for next year, or how does your pricing work? So I've made a video on pricing before that we just set our prices. So our prices are our prices, for lack of a better word. But they wanted to know if they could go ahead and lock in next year's slot ahead of time so that they didn't miss out. So what I kind of proposed to this customer, and I guess what I'd propose here on the internet, is I think after you pick up your beef, I want you to get a chance to try it, but as long as you put your deposit down within 90 days of picking up your order, we'll lock in your same freezer beef price, your same hanging weight price for the next year, and you'll get your choice of processing date. Let me know what you think. I was eerily close to catching this on camera the other day, but I just missed it. If you've seen my videos, you know that this is the standard format. I just kind of walk and talk into my phone. So I had just taken my finger off of the recording button when boom, I was like, what was that? Well, just as I happened to be walking by, this tire right here blew out. And it looks like the other side had done the same thing. So I think those tires had reached the end of their life, probably, I don't know, 15 years old. They only get used when we move the chute around. And they were sitting out here in the direct sunlight for the first time in quite a while. So yeah, that would have made for a really good video, but we missed it. But I thought you guys would find that interesting. 2 super awesome experiences happened today, twice, back to back. I was trying to go live here on the internet. My live got cut off twice from phone calls, but the good news was it was from Parker County Beef Company customers wanting to get their orders in, and that is awesome. Okay, we officially have the first hay bales of the season on the ground, guys. They're wrapped up. Just got to get them out of the field, but it's officially hay season. We got hay on the ground. Okay, guys, we're out here taking a look at 2 of these bulls today, and I wanted to introduce the internet to the co-4th generation here at the Parker County Beef Company, and he's going to make his introduction here online. He's also got a really good reminder for you guys.
Hey, I'm Braxton, and remember this: cheap beef ain't good beef, and good beef ain't cheap.
Hello, Mr. George. How much you pay for the new guy? 20 bucks? No, too much money. He's no good operator.
Hey, bud, what's up? Oh, nothing. I'm just laying here. My bud's in the other pasture. You want to help? You want to help me go look for him? Oh no, I'm just laying here. Bye.
I talk to people all across the country who are looking for great beef, and everybody has their own why, right? Some people like buying directly from ranchers because that's the way they've always done it. Other people want to know, their most important thing is where their beef is coming from, who was a part of it, what went into it. They're really concerned about the quality of their beef. And a lot of people, especially on freezer beef, things like that, buying in bulk, that's the way they've always done it. They buy beef once a year, and they stock their freezer. But everybody tends to have a why. So I guess what's interesting to me is, what is your why? So when you're putting food on the table for your family, right, you're deciding what to cook, what to provide your family with, what goes into that decision? It's interesting for us as ranchers, right? We obviously know what's in our beef. We know what we put in our beef. We know how it was raised and where it came from. But we always like to see the other side of that coin too, because we know it's an important decision. We know that the quality of the food that you're providing for your family matters. So what is it for you? I want you to leave me a comment on this video and let me know what matters the most to you about your beef. There's different ways. Everyone has different protocols, things they do with their beef. And we've had to make some adjustments here on the ranch. We used to do things, many years ago that, when you switch from a cow-calf producer, just basically a livestock raiser, you switch to selling beef, you got to make those decisions because people care what's in their beef. And so that's why we are very conscious now about the way that we raise our animals, the way we treat our animals, the way we doctor our animals. All of those decisions are made very consciously with the end product in mind. We have to keep in mind that every decision we make, from the time that calf is born to the time that it ends up on your plate, matters. So quality matters to us. We know quality matters to you. But what's your why? I had a football coach that used to tell me, he's not superstitious, but he's a little stitious. So here's a farming and ranching hack for you. If it's ever dry, you need a little rain, here's what you're gonna do. Go ahead and hook up all of your hay equipment. You can see we got our cutters hooked up, ready to go. Park them in the edge of the field. Get a date planned when you're gonna start cutting hay, and usually about 50% of the time, you're gonna get nice rain on that day. I don't know how it always works out. Hey man, where you going?
Get me some beef.
Do you know where I can get some?
ParkerCountyBeefCompany.com.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Order now.
Yes, we do offer local pickup, and Peep, the one steer making the appearance here, he's getting some water because it's still like 101 degrees, like 7 o'clock. So pick up locally. Yes, I get this question all the time. If you are trying to pick up locally from us, what you need to do is make sure when you sign up, when you're placing your order, under the top right where it says My Account on our website, click the drop down and make sure you change your location to Parker County Beef Company local pickup. So you're probably gonna have direct home delivery or something like that on there as a default. Change that to pickup, and then you'll be able to, it'll let us know that you're coming to get it. It'll also open up our quarters, our halves, and our holes, so you can pick it up here locally. I talk on here often about feed quality, very important for the product and the beef that we're producing. But another very important aspect is not only water availability. I think when we're raising cattle in general, we always are concerned with water availability out in our pastures and on our land. But when you're raising beef, you have to be concerned with water quality as well. The volume of water that these animals are drinking is astronomical. And so we have to make sure that our water sources are clear of any kind of pollutants, contaminants, just general dirt. So we clean our water troughs out periodically, make sure that we are giving our animals the best, highest quality water possible, because all that matters when you're raising great beef.